Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication did not work for me. Modern medication.
Episode Quarantine. Hopefully you're all safe. Wearing your mask when it's necessary. Using your disinfectant when you thought you're being in contact with the infected person.
Right, well, you can't use it too often. Hand sanitizer, every 10 feet is not uncalled for at this point. I mean, with it raging like it is, my God, 2,000-3,000 people a day, and that's the deaths. How many people are disabled for the rest of their life, which is what happens with this kind of disease, So this thing is very real, and anyone saying otherwise is a flat earther of some kind,
Right.
So what kind of, wow, it's just monstrous, the kind of folks that can deny that this is happening, can deny the life-saving, basic life-saving things.
Wear your mask.
Well, they believe in God and they...
Well, and there's those folks, the faith healing, side of it, but it's worse than that even. It's been politicized, and much like the cannabis issue, and unfortunately emotions and science and fact parted ways, almost. And so in many ways feelings are much more important now, and are what's making the decisions, much like the cannabis issue, because point of fact, marijuana hasn't killed anyone, and yet it's still put forth as a killer by the federal government.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. Much like the old year. We still have COVID-19. We still have cannabis prohibition, not incoincidentally, I say. But we still have Mercy trying to get the good news out that cannabis is medicine, and safe, effective medicine. Not to buy the reefer madness nonsense that says that it kills, causes cancer, it drives you insane. Gosh, the whole list,
So, please use your own pipe if it's necessary. If you have a joint, split it in half.
Right, don't pass the joint. Don't cough, and people nowadays, you really want to suppress the, distribution of it, the spread of it, by, wearing masks, and if people are smoking, use your own devices, and controlling the direction of your exhaling, just like you would under normal circumstances.
And you can hold if you can't use, you have to use, you're going to use that. You can use your hands so you're not actually touching the joint or the pipe that you're smoking.
Well, a holder of some form there. Of course, alternatively, folks can have their own cannabis consumption. And devices, and have unobtrusive smoking, or have cannabis consumption like non-smoking, like edibles, things like that, where there's not an exhale or coughing or things of that nature to concern yourself with.
You don't have to smoke cannabis to get the benefits.
Which is...
There's the oils, the edibles.
Oils, edibles, teas, tinctures.
Yep.
Balms, creams, topical applications.
And you can use the whole plant.
Right.
And even the hemp plant to make the different chemicals that are vital to the body.
Which is, to bring up a good point. when we consume the cannabis through these other modalities, when you take the whole plant, grind it all up, get your butter or your other your oils, okay? All the things from the plant are going into that product, that end item that you're making.
Well,
you know?
and that's what's important when you take the buds, and you take just buds, and you take all the plant, and then you take and you cook it, and you don't cook it, and you do it in just oils, and you make cookies, and you do just oils, and you make breads, and you eat it, and you drink it, and you make oils, and you make breads with the oils, and you start realizing when you do this on a consistent basis, you realize your body will take all of these CBD, and it works with your neurologically with your body, and it does so much with you because your body has all this in you, and it helps you because
what Sonny's saying is that our bodies have receptors. Our bodies have, probably because our ancestors consumed it, the ones that survived and were successful, and developed, evolved the ability to maximize the effect of these cannabinoids and cannabinoids, particularly where pain and other conditions are concerned. And as the need to know, as the understanding of the cannabis plant and these properties it has and how they're utilized in certain areas. Some of them are better for pain. Some cannabinoids appear to be better for your stiffness, others for your spasticity, the tremblings, and so forth.
You have to do it yourself.
This is why I made up the healing oil for the pain of the carpal tunnel. I didn't want to go through the pharmaceutical.
And because the thing is, out of these end products, the commonality is that a certain, it depends on your extract, what you're using to, soak the cannabis and then squeeze it out, and with it comes all these items of the cannabis plant, the cannabinoids, the THC, and while the THC-less cannabis products are doing great, that's a great benefit to folks, we don't want to allow the demonization of THC to happen, because it's still safe, even that,
Right.
that it's not going to drive people mad, it's not going to cause cancer, it's not going to kill you, all those things.
Well, there's some there for you your body to get, and it works for the condition that you have. And see, this is what I've been trying to explain, that the condition that you have, or the condition that I have, or that, and these are the things that people have that have been talking with me, that have been coming into the center, that, because it worked for me, and it worked for him, and it worked. And when we start finding out about all of these things that people, wow, and it's really working good. Well, it's not just because it was just one. There's a whole bunch of different other things going on there. Well, we got to find out what it's more than just one. Oh yeah, and it's more than one strain. And how many strains you got going there, Pete?
Well, at least 3 or 4 different varieties of cannabis. And each has a different molecule that's a little bit higher than that, but they're all high in the THC.
Well, and when you get more than one, it brings out more than one for the condition that you have. And when those...
The variety, or having several different ones, adds for the healing process.
Especially when you get those oils, because those oils go into your body and then they help. and that helps, when you're doing them for your body.
Well, yes, at least that's what we're finding. That's the news and information that comes into us, and we post it on our website and disseminate through communications that we have. I just think that it seems to me that these other modalities, the making of the oil, and so forth, butters and tea, even tea and tincture, is getting as not only the whole plant, all the items instead of just the bud, but by consuming it in that manner versus smoking, you're gaining what is normally consumed in the act of smoking, what's incinerated, and it's turned into smoke, and then that's taken in and it goes through your lungs and into the bloodstream. So it has an immediate effect, but I think you're losing a lot in the quote translation of it from the vegetative state to getting medicine into you. But when you make the oils and consume it and internally, you're getting not just a better variety of stuff which survives the incineration process, but more of it.
Well, depending on the strain.
And then you can concentrate it, which you can't do with the smoking.
And that's what's important, because your condition.
Sorry.
Well, and the butters that you make. Well, because when you can condense that butter, and then you make something with it like a cookie, and because a lot of people have that nausea thing going on, and you can eat that cookie. Well, because a lot of people can't do too much.
Right. Well, concentrated THC does have an effect, and we discourage people from, and that's a good reason.
Overindulging.
Well, overindulging, and then particularly don't try to drive or do things which require full control of your senses, if you will. Now, even in the worst situations, a person overdosing on cannabis is not the same as any other overdose. It's not the same as an alcohol overdose. You're not drunk. It's not affecting your motor skills. It's not the same as a heroin overdose. It's not going to kill you. It's not going to freak you out, although some people have. They're not used to the experience, I guess. Most people get dizzy, lay down. Some of them will throw up, experience some nausea, but nobody dies. And the cases where people have hurt themselves or experienced an emotional episode of some kind are usually proven to have had that condition begin with. They were bipolar or something.
Well, if you lay down, that will help you because you're tired,
The point is, it's benign. It's not going to kill you or others, especially when managed properly.
Excuse me, but before 1937, cannabis was regularly in our diet. It was in the stores at the time. The hemp plant was being used efficiently. Sorry that it ain't used as it used to be. I mean, they made paper to clothing with the hemp plant. The rope for the tall ships that saved the oceans. So when it's coming up to voting time, we need you to vote smartly and be responsible citizens, because we're on this planet all together. And
well, the important part of what P. Gay is talking about is knowing your legislators. And the best way to get to know your legislators is to contact them. Send email, obviously. Going to visit them at their office is not as possible as it used to be. Or call them. And otherwise, find out where they stand on the cannabis issue, particularly medical cannabis. and vote accordingly, because all the laws that we get don't matter if a non-believer, a prohibitionist, gets in there and mucks with it. I mean, that's a very few number of prohibitionists have been responsible for making sure that the managers and directors of the Oregon Medical Marijuana Program are prohibitionists, if you will. We're constantly having to prove over and over again that cannabis is medicine to these people. And it's more than ridiculous, you know. It's life-affecting. These people who use cannabis as medicine, the conditions that are being denied, the plant levels that we've had to screw with, the jacking up of fees for no other good reason but to drive the people out of the program.
Yeah, that's
a big
ridiculous.
thing. That's a big thing. And that's where we as patients need to show and send them these emails or phone calls.
Your testimonial.
That's what's important. You know, if you can send Perry an email, you know, we can help, you know, there's so many things, because that's what Mercy Center is about, trying to help other patients. You know, we're trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can do, you know, give us a call or whatever, you know, they got those.
Yeah, folks can give Sonny a call at 503.
990-2291.
Okay, well, good luck to you, bro.
Yeah, how's that?
There you go. We're putting our phones on the line, Jack, so don't hesitate to call.
Well, I'll try,
Don't
man.
be afraid. We're not afraid, you know.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
Tell them, you know, identify yourself. Hey, I saw you on Mercy TV. You know, don't say, hey, who are you? Are you a cop, man? you
Well,
know,
no,
shit,
man, I'll
so.
try and, because we've been, you know, there's a lot of things going on out there, and people have been going with the, you know,
Right.
all those.
Well, fortunately, CCTV we're a long time program
Right.
from when the place was underneath the library.
And we're just so thankful that we've been able to do it. And the patients are out there. And there's so many people that need the help. And, you know, I'm willing to do it. They're willing to do it. Perry's willing to do it. Pete's willing to do it. We got people all over the world that need the help, you know.
Well, and willing to help too. There's people with information, but mostly wherever you are, there's other, and particularly if you're a patient with certain conditions, there's other folks.
But you can't be scared.
Right,
know,
well,
you
and
can't
you-
be scared. If you need the help, give me a call. You know,
Give
that's
us a
what-
call, certainly.
We're trying to help give you a email on the.
Right, let us know via email.
I can't do it on the email, you know, because of the head injury. You know, if you call, if you email, and the CCTV stuff, you know, we're trying. That's what we do for patients.
Right.
But
And
you need to vote when it's time to vote, my friends. And it's our responsibility to change the
The
laws.
education is out there.
right,
They
and that's
got
all
other
part of the
stuff.
thing, you know. You contact your legislators.
They-
In most cases, you're going to have to educate them, because all they know is what the highest paid donor tells them.
But we're not going for that. We're trying to help patients.
But no, you're a Joe citizen, and you need to bolster up with numbers. Have everybody you know also contact the legislators. That's part of that, registering them to vote and getting them active, getting them to also get everybody they know to contact the legislators and register others to vote. And to vote, to help people get to the polls, to help poll watching happens, to help make sure every person, every eligible voter gets to vote, you know. There's going to be a lot of voter suppression and other things that are going to be happening going forward that have always happened to cannabis law reform. But now we've got bigger fish that are involved, I think. And so for pretty much any issue that concerns you, this process of contacting legislators, contacting everybody you know, getting them registered, getting them contacting the legislators, actually getting to the vote, and reinforcing the vote, making sure that the drop-off ballot boxes are maximized, going or joining groups that go around and pick up people and take them to the polls when they can't, or help the mail-in ballot process, pick up, their mail and make sure it's all signed and everything, and get that to the ballot boxes and so forth. Even simple little things like that are going to make the difference moving forward. But that's what needs to happen. And along the way, you could and should network. Wherever you are, there's guaranteed other people in the same state of needing cannabis as medicine, and there's power in your numbers to get together and hold town hall meetings where this information, this education goes on, and to get others to this end of registering and voting, and in some cases where necessary, running for office. I mean, there's people running for office on the cannabis issue these days,
and they don't
winning.
think they have any help. And there's people out there that help, and they're doctors. They're doctors.
Right,
so
educating their doctors and getting them on board with it is a major part, and that indeed involves networking to others who have been through this. What do they say?
But that's what's important.
You don't have to smoke it to enjoy the benefits of the
and just that one piece of information. Right?
These are what us as patients have to start out, and I know you don't feel good in the morning, and the energy and level, and I've been talking with so many people here lately about energy levels, and so much is going on right now with, the stars aren't aligned right, and it's the closest they've been in so many thousands of years, and nobody's talking about it. Well, I have heard a couple things.
Okay. And what does that have to do with diddly?
Well,
really,
it just, the amount of...
I mean, you could talk about how our planet was formed from like third generation nova, so it had the elements that made up the earth, and those elements also go into all the plant and animal life.
It's what we got going on, and the cannabis is helping us and will help our bodies and go for us, because we as patients and the conditions that we haven't had in our body, that Pete was saying, in what year was it?
1937,
that's a lot of years back.
Yeah.
That the medicine has been out of our body. There's a lot of things.
Well, and for some, for others, it's been coming back, and now there's this whole big movement of folks that.
You see on the different commercials that they're using.
Publicly selling and trading in CBD products, and so. I guess, we've come a long way, baby, but cannabis prohibition still exists.
4 new states.
These products and companies are coming out despite the federal government's assertion that there is no medical value in marijuana. So how are these people able to put this out and classify it as a health product? I don't know. Probably because they're rich white people doing it in many cases. I don't know. Could have something to do with it.
Money.
Well, there's more than that. All I know is we have to educate.
Right.
We are educated.
Because we've got to end cannabis prohibition so that medical cannabis is available for folks who need it in all its forms.
In their own yard or in their own closet.
Because that's something that's not known generally about the recreational program versus the medical. The medical marijuana program allows certain concentrations, certain products to be made of cannabis given that the patients need. That's not available in the recreational market, much less available in the manner and means that that patients can afford. So,
and today we got
to end cannabis prohibition, or that condition's got to remain.
We got to keep this program going.
Anyway, so we got just a few minutes left here. I want to say thanks for folks for watching. Please spread the word. And if you need to call somebody, give Sonny a call at 503-990-2291. Or send us an email. Visit our website, mercycenters.org.
And we'd like to thank CCTV.
Right. And stay tuned on channel 23 if you're watching for PK's My Garden,
Yeah.
and
When
visit
it's the season.
and visit our website for past episodes of all the Mercy TV action items.
Hey, special thanks to Mike, Dr. Lebeck, Nurse Ed, Sam, Bill, Two Poles, Shauna. Hey, and even you for helping out. Thanks for voting. Thanks for participating. We send our loves. Happy New Year's.
Yes.
Especially you folks in the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for watching. Spread the word.
And we got so many blessings. And remember, we got to know that there are doctors that will help you. They'll help your medicines that you're taking with the cannabis. It will work. And you know, once you tell your doctors that you're using cannabis, it will work. You know, these are the things that we are promoting. You know, remember, cannabis is good.
It's good. It's safe. And everyone should have access to it.
Wear a mask when it's necessary.
Yep.
Very important. We want everybody to be safe and remember the conditions. You know, we're trying to keep everybody safe and remember to educate that these are important things and we've been doing it for a long time. You know, it just didn't start today or at the pandemic. You know, we've been doing it. You know, cannabis and education, and it's good for everybody, and these things are good for everybody.
Well, we've been dealing with the fact that people have, that a lot of our folks have low immune systems, and having to be safe and conscious, particularly where cannabis is involved. So that's the basis behind the testing that's done for molds and things of that nature who could affect folks in that thing. So let the people manage the cannabis and get the government out of that, and you'll have health, safety, what minimal safety concerns there are. Well, thanks everybody for watching. This has been Mercy TV, and we'll see you next time.
Peace and victory for us all.
Stay safe.
Hey, and if it's a windy day, go fly a kite and have fun. You want to say anything before I turn it off, Glenn?
Yes, good night.
Good night. God bless you all, every single one of you.